Hey, I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never been here, of course, then welcome. I'm so glad you've stopped by. Today, we're going to review the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes eyeshadow palette. Actually, the collection, kind of. And I can't wait to jump into this because I've seen nudes, but I've never seen Supreme nudes. So if you want to see Supreme nudes as well, see how this palette swatches, see how it performs on the eye, get my initial first impressions of the palette, and see if it's worth the money that I paid for it, then stay exactly where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching. Okay guys, we're gonna just jump right in like it is a swimming pool in the Sahara Desert. This is the Supreme Nudes eyeshadow palette from Artist Couture. This is a $40 palette. I ordered this from Sephora. The front shows the title and the brand, and then the back shows all of the ingredients for each shade individually. I don't know if it lists all the shades, but I'm not gonna go through every one. It also has the weight up at the top and the name of the palette again. It also shows that it has a shelf life of 12 months and is cruelty-free and vegan. The description on Sephora's website says what it is: a must-have eyeshadow and pressed pigment palette that is made up of 12 richly pigmented modern nude shades in 3 different finishes to create endless looks. The ingredient callouts are free of phthalates, SLS and SLES, parabens, formaldehydes, formaldehyde releasing agents, phthalates, mineral oil, retinol palmitate, oxybenzone, coal tar, hydroquinone, triclosan, and triclocarbon. This product is also vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free, as we saw. This packaging is gorgeous, albeit rather linty and dirty, but it looks like a really beautiful component. Kind of reminds me of the Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice palette, the component that it's made of. It's very reflective. Looks just like the unit carton. Then on the back, also looks just like the unit carton. Has the title of the palette and all of the ingredients, as well as the use by date and the cruelty-free and vegan logo. Then if we flip it over and open her up, she looks like this. Wow, very pretty, very nude, definitely nude, but it is called Supreme Nude. And the mirror is very nice, based on size I mean. It's such a cute palette. And while I have you zoomed in, this palette also launched with Artist Couture Silk Cream Lipsticks. This one was $18 and I got the shade Aphrodisiac. These came in 6 shades and they are $18 each. Also from Sephora, the description on their website says a luxurious, weightless, creamy lipstick in an array of nude tones that provides silky, rich color payoff with just one swipe. The ingredient callouts I think are the same, but it's a lot to read. And then it says, what else you need to know. This collection of shades is curated to complement every skin tone with the perfect nude. This creamy yet weightless formula doesn't feather or bleed and applies evenly without dragging or skipping, leaving your lips feeling moisturized and silky smooth. The packaging is gorgeous. Very sleek, simple. Ooh. Oh man, I picked a great shade. That's really, really pretty. It looks like velvet on camera right now. Even in person. Is it scented? Ugh, no, not scented. And there we have the lipstick. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that on Sephora's website, it says for the palette, what else you need to know. I didn't read that. It says, redefine the concept of nudes with this lavish new palette that's sure to reign supreme amongst the rest. This palette features 8 buttery mattes, 1 richly pigmented metallic, and 3 multi-dimensional high pearl finishes in an array of neutral, cool, and warm tones. These shades have been carefully curated to design anything from wearable day looks to dramatic evening looks. Take your artistry to the next level and transform your eyes with this versatile Glow Getter approved palette. Glow Getter approved. That's cute. I like that. You go, Mac Daddy. Mac Daddy is the creator of the brand. That's his Instagram handle. And he is pretty iconic, might I add. And his lips are like more than I could ever dream of. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in and we're gonna get started on swatches. The first shade is the shade Exposed. You are exposed. I'm gonna expose you Well, it's pretty much my skin tone. It's like I'm putting on a concealer. Wow. Then the shade Transcend. The shade Opulence. Whoa. Nudist. Stripped. Lavish. Bronziana. Aesthetic. The shade Silhouette. Eccentric. Supreme. And Mink. And that is every swatch from the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes palette. And you guys know, as always, I will insert photos of the swatches, one with flash here. And one without flash here. And then we have our video close-up of the swatches, as always. I gotta admit, this palette feels really nice, like really sturdy feeling. It has a nice weight to it, and it's so sleek. This is so sleek. There's just something about, instead of it being just flat cardboard, you know, or even flat plastic, the slight curve that it has to it just makes it so much more elegant. It looks like a mini little laptop, is what it looks like to me. It's shaped like I paid $600 for it. But I didn't, because it's not Tom Ford or Natasha Denona or La Mer. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes so that we can jump into this eyeshadow palette. Be right back. It is now time to paint my eyeball. I believe I'm going to start very light and very fluffy with a very big, fluffy Morphe blending brush. And I am going to go in to the shade Stripped. And this is gonna just start going all over the crease as my transition color, because I think I'm gonna go for more of a nude look today. Don't know for sure if I wanna go, you know, like deep smoky glam, or I don't know yet. I really don't know. I know whatever I do, Mark is really gonna like it because there's no color. He loves those like super nudie, neutral type looks. He likes it when it's full glam. So this one's for you, babe. And to those of you who are like, oh great, it's another nude palette. What else is nude? Haha, I just came up with that. Wasn't that so good? Anyways, to those of you who are like that, remember that on the day-to-day, there are lots and lots and lots and lots of people that need and will use a nude palette. That's why they keep being made. That's why they keep selling. That's why they continue to be needed, because people wear them, people buy them. Like, it's a thing, you know? It may not be our favorite thing. We may like color a lot more, and we may be completely comfortable with color all the time, but people still need their nudes. And sometimes those people are looking for new products to use. Just like we colorful junkies are always looking for new color, nudists are always looking for new nudes. Or I assume some of them would be. And I think it's good to keep a healthy eye out for the new nude palettes that come out, because you never know, you might find the one that you love more than the one that you had before. You might even find your new everyday staple nude palette. My staple nude palette started with the Urban Decay x Kristen Leanne collab nude palette. It was like a 5-pan palette. That was my first neutral palette that I ever used, and I used that almost every video when I first started my channel. Then I got the Naked Reloaded palette. That was my second nude palette that I really enjoyed and that I started using a lot, and maybe this will be my next one. Who knows? So far, the shade is very soft and buildable. It's not super over pigmented, but it's not showing up. It's building up a nice even base, and I like it so far. It's not scented, just so you know. Oh, speaking of Mark, do you like the haircut he gave me? I love it. I think he did a great job. He clipper cut the sides for me, but he did fade. He faded from a 2 to a 1 on the clipper. I was very proud of him. I think he did a great job. And then I spent like, I don't know, 45 minutes trying to style the top, because it is so hard for me to get volume in my hair because I have flat hair. It's flat and super straight, and it doesn't really do much. It just kind of lays there, as you normally see. But it was fun to play with. I was actually thinking about making some kind of hair tutorials now that I've graduated cosmetology school, and maybe giving you guys some tips and tricks on hair, but then I would be like Christopher J Cosmetology instead of MUA, you know? I don't know. How would you guys feel about something like that? Like videos like how to add volume to flat hair with no product. That kind of thing, you know? Let me know in the comments. We will talk about it. Now I'm going to use my brush bestie, which is the Morphe M506. Actually, it's one of 2 besties. But I'm going to use the 506 and go into the shade Transcend. And with this shade, I'm going to start warming things up, but only in the inner corner at first. I feel like I've been doing a lot of the same looks. Not really the same look, but like the same style every time. It's always like light in the inner corner, dark in the outer corner. A shimmer on the lid. Boom, I'm done. You know? And I want to try to maybe break away from those common practices. I just feel like I'm getting stuck in my sameness. That is a beautiful shade. This is going on so smooth. That is really pretty. Next, I'm going to use this fluffy tapered blending brush and warm it up even more with the shade Aesthetic. This is very warm, and I am hoping that this is going to turn it into more like a chocolatey brown type look, because I love chocolate. I'm just going to use this to try and start deepening things up, but also add that warmth in, because I didn't really want to go for a cool tone look specifically today. I feel like this shade is getting a little bit patchy. It's not quite blending out to what I was hoping it was gonna blend out to. I'm gonna work with it a little bit more and see if I can get it there. All right, so after working this one a little bit, it does seem like most of the, I guess, patchiness that I had, I think it was more just that the color wasn't built up in all areas as much as it could and should have been. But now that I've been working with it a little bit, it does seem to have kind of strengthened and solidified its pigmentation in more areas than it had. So what I'm gonna do now to try and smooth this out, because I feel like this is a very rough border that it has, I'm gonna use the giant fluffy brush again and go back into the shade Stripped and just kind of use this as my sort of blender shade and just go along my brow bone and start using circular motions just to blend out the shade Aesthetic and make it a little less harsh. I think I'm happy with the blend of Aesthetic now. It's a little bit clearer of a gradient between the 2 shades, and I think I'm happy with it. I am, however, going to go back in with the shade Transcend and the Morphe M506 brush and just further elongate the shade from my inner corner into the shade Aesthetic, so it'll go like up and out instead of just being right here. I want it to kind of flow into that shade. And I'm not doing any of this work on my crease because I'm going to be cutting my crease. If you couldn't tell by the way it looks. There we go. That is much better. And then again, going in with the giant fluffy blending brush and the shade Stripped, and just going up by the brow bone and using circular motions to blend out any harsh edges. With those shades now done, I'm gonna go in with my P. Louise Mitchell Acid Rain Collection base. This is in the shade Blank Canvas, and I'm gonna cut my crease. My crease is cut, and what have I done? Oh no, I forgot that I had my blank canvas on the back of my hand. But anyway, what have I done? I made like a giant butterfly wing. A nude butterfly wing. It's cute. I actually kind of like it. But I covered up a lot of the dark that I did apply. But that's okay. You know, that's fine. Because I can still see Transcend here and Aesthetic over here. So I'm still happy. I still enjoy it. Now, I'm actually kind of digging this just as is, the whole nude negative space cut crease, but I can't leave it like this. So, think I'm gonna take the shade Bronziana and just put that everywhere. Everywhere that the crease is cut, I'm gonna start packing that shade down. Oh, I'm scared. Is that what I wanna do? Is that what I wanna do? I really like this. I only did it this big kind of on accident because with my hooded lids, you guys know the hooded lids, when I relax my eye, you can see that it's really not that big of a cut. It just is cut right above where my lid rests. So that way I didn't have any excess transfer. But whenever I actually open my eye, it looks giant, but not really. It just looks like a little wing. Very Vogue, very avant-garde. It's so cool, like that. I love that. Okay, maybe, no, I'm testing out an eyeshadow palette. I have to use more shades. I was just gonna say I would just pack the shade Exposed all over the cut crease and just set that as is. But nope, we are gonna go in with Bronziana. I'm gonna use this flat packing brush and just go in. Now I feel like this is something to note that's rather important whenever I work with cut creases and I am setting the cut crease with a shadow. I always take the brush after I pat it on my eye and wipe it off on my arm before I go back into the palette, because I have created hard pan in so many eyeshadow palettes because I take an eye base and go right back into the pan, and then I end up getting the eye base into the eyeshadow, which is bad. It creates hard pan. It can create weird texture in the shadow. I suggest wiping the brush off before you go back into the pan. That's all. Wow, this shade is beautiful. Now I'm not putting it on the inner half yet because I'm actually gonna go in with another shade there. So I'm just gonna make sure I pack this all on the outer edge. And I'm probably gonna need a smaller brush once I get up here. Well, maybe I can do it like that. I still really love the cut of this crease. That shape just really works for my eye shape. Trust me, if I could just do a standard wing and make it look good, I would. But the only way a standard wing will show up on my eye is if I have my eye closed. So this massive wing is great for eyes closed or eyes open. Either one. Oh man, do you see how foiled that shade is? I'm not gonna worry too much about the outer edge and keeping it clean because I can just take a makeup wipe right over that edge and clean it up again. Man, that is just beautiful. I'm so excited. That's really, really pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna take the shade Lavish on this Color Workshop flat packing brush and fill in the inner corner with it. That brush doesn't quite pick up product like I thought it was going to. I don't think it's the shade. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of product on the brush whenever I do go to pick it up. So let's switch to this e.l.f. concealer brush and we will see if it can pick up the shade Lavish. No, not really. Is it picking it up and I'm just not seeing it? No, not really. I guess I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. Eventually, it'll get built up, just little by little instead of a lot at a time. Yeah, it's building up. It's just taking a long time. But it sure is beautiful once it does build up. Maybe let me take my pinky instead and go into the shade Lavish. Let's see if that works. Oh, yeah, okay, that worked. Wow. Okay, okay. I see you now, Lavish. Jeez. This is beautiful. Oh, I love this so much. Wow. Now, why isn't that picking up with the brush? What kind of brush do I need? We've tried 2 flat brushes. Let's try a fluffy shader brush instead. Let's see if that picks up more product. Still going into Lavish. Oh yeah, that's picking up a lot more product. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh yes, okay, I got it. So Lavish is a harder shadow, pressed a little bit harder, and it requires a fluffier brush to break the barrier in the pan to pick up the shadow. I understand. It just takes so much to build it up. That's really the only problem. I wish it built up like Bronziana. I feel like I kind of got spoiled by the Bronziana shade because it packed on like a dream. Mostly looks perfect, just right there in that inner corner. Since I can't get my finger in there or the fluffy brush, it still shows my skin tone instead of, oh, there we go. Okay, never mind. I got it. I'm just gonna go around the edges of this cut crease, make sure it's still sharp. Then I like to do the same thing with more of a fluffy liner brush, and I like to take the deeper shades that I used in the crease, like Transcend, on it, and just go along the edge of the cut crease on the crease side and get rid of any excess glitter or shimmer that's there, which there's quite a bit. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. Okay, now just gonna use the flat shader brush. This is actually a Moda Studio and Royal Langnickel brush. And I'm not gonna add any more of the shade Lavish onto the brush. I'm just gonna use the brush as is and blend out Lavish into Bronziana. Since they're both shimmers, I should just be able to use light tapping motions over them, and they should just kind of melt together if they're good shimmers. Yep, that's exactly what's happening. Oh man, this is beautiful. And there we go, just your average, everyday, nude, wearable look. Just like that, all done. This palette so far is just beautiful. I love it. Now, I want to break up this big negative space just a little bit because I feel like it is quite a bit of negative space. So I'm going to take this Morphe S6 flat angled brush and use the shade Mink, and I'm going to use this to start defining my lash line. Okay, filled in the lash line, and I think I'm gonna make a little wing. I know, I always make a wing. I can't help it. I don't know what's wrong with me, or what's right with me. Wing time! Luckily, this is gonna be just a little powder wing, so she's gonna have a cute little moment over here on the outer corner. I love this. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. I think I need to fill in right here a little bit more with some Mink shadow, but I love it. Okay. Wing is done, cut crease is done, shimmer is applied to the lid with the golden to the bronze fade, the crease is filled in with matte. Now we need some mascara and lashes, but right now, I'm seriously loving this so much. It's so, like, I don't know, it's nude still, all nude tones, but still glam and like, you know, I really like it. Anyway, now I need to try to duplicate the exact same thing on the other eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply all of my face makeup, get my mascara and lashes applied, pretty much finish everything else, then come back so we can try out the Artist Couture Silk Cream Lipstick in the shade Aphrodisiac. It was not as smooth as I meant it to be, but I tried. That's all that matters. I'll see you guys in just a second. After much deliberation on my part, we are now ready to continue with the lower lash line and the lips. I know for you guys it was literally just a second, like maybe even not a full second, But for me, I've been gone a long time. I watched 2 movies and ate dinner. Also, if you have not seen Sucker Punch, you should watch it. If you are all about the power of woman and strength, and you don't mind a very emotional movie, you will really like it. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? I would like to go ahead and continue the same theme from the crease down to the lower lash line so it ties everything together and kind of just matches up, if you will. So I'm going to use the Morphe M506 yet again that I used in the shade Transcend, and use the shade Aesthetic. Not going to use Transcend, but since I'm going in with a deeper shade, I really don't mind using the same brush without cleaning it off or anything, because the deeper shade should overpower the lighter shade. And I am just going to smoke this out on the lower lash line. I can see my eyes getting redder and redder because at this point it is 1:17 a.m. Thank you, quarantine. My sleeping schedule has completely changed, but also I tried 2 watermelon Red Bulls today because Sonic has watermelon Red Bull. Awesome, did not know that. But I forgot that energy drinks, for some reason, like Red Bull and Monster and just those types of energy drinks, like in a can, they make my eyes turn red. And I don't know why. I don't know what it is in them that makes that happen, but it does every single time. Not when I drink energy shots at all, but energy drinks in a can, it does it. It's weird. Okay, got that applied on the lower lash line, and now I'm going to use the Morphe X Jeffree Star JS6 brush, kind of like an M433 brush from Morphe, and use the shade Stripped and blend out Aesthetic on my lower lash line. This should give me just a nice blown out smoky look, I'm hoping. Both eyes are now blended out and it looks gorgeous. I love the smoky neutral look. It's just beautiful. Now I'm going to use the Morphe M431 Bullet Blender brush, or inner corner highlight brush, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to go into the shade Exposed, which is the lightest of all the shades. And I'm going to make this my inner corner highlight. Yes, we are going for a matte inner corner highlight. That is one shade that I wish was in here. Although I am happy with this color story. It's not like I have a specific problem with it. It just would be nice to have some kind of like champagne shimmer, because that's probably what I would have used on both my brow bone and my inner corner. But I don't mind a matte inner corner. I'm completely happy with it. As you can see, it is rather beautiful. And I'm also going to do the same thing with this Morphe flat shader brush, but on my brow bone instead, because why not highlight with a matte shade on my brow bone as well. That's nice. That is really nice. And there we have it. Both brow bones are now highlighted. Oh, I love this look. It's sexy, it's sultry, it's nude. It's not neutral, but it's nude. I'm a gold goddess and a bronze goddess. I'm snatched. I need more adjectives. Oh, speaking of snatched, I forgot to let you know, I used the lashes from Midas Cosmetics. From Midas Cosmetics. These are in the style Poseidon. And I didn't realize it, but they're actually tipped with like blue and green aqua pieces. I didn't realize that. You can't really tell it right here, but I'm pretty sure close up you'd be able to. They're very pretty though. Now that the eyeshadow palette is done, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and finish off my lower lashes. Then we're gonna use the lipstick. Oh, wait, before I do that, I'm gonna use my NARS High Pigment Longwear Eyeliner in the shade Rue Bonaparte, because she is probably my favorite. She's my favorite high-end nude. Now let's try the Silk Cream Lipstick. This one is an aphrodisiac, as I've said. Ugh, I hate to even touch it because that looks so beautiful. I'm just gonna go in straight away with the lipstick, no lip liner or anything. I'm gonna be daring. Daring, so daring. Live life on the edge. Wow, that was really weird. It was super dry feeling, but still laid down pigment like crazy. You know how usually you can feel whenever it's starting to lay pigment down if you wear lipstick? You know what I'm talking about? That was like different. It is chocolate. That is the color of chocolate. I like that a lot. That is super soft. It's so odd at how firm it still feels. This formula is very different than anything I've tried. It's really firm. It doesn't break down and start turning goopy like a lot of lipsticks that I use. It's just so different. It's hard to explain. I get why he calls it a silk lipstick, because it just seems like it holds together really well while you're applying it. It feels super comfortable on the lips. It doesn't have any weight at all. And it looks really good. I really like this color, especially with this look. Just all of this happening is beautiful. I love this. Oh, I love it. Well, guys, this is the finished look. What do you guys think? Mwah. I think it's really pretty. Like really, really pretty. I keep looking at my monitor instead of at my camera because my monitor shows me how pretty it is and my camera doesn't. I really like it, seriously. So, would I recommend the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes palette? All my nasty fingerprints all over it? No. Without all my nasty fingerprints all over it? Perhaps. So, this is another let's talk about it moment. It's a nude palette. So, you have to be in the market for a nude palette or you have to love nudes. I have friends that would jump on this palette in a heartbeat. And I could show them like my James Charles palette or like my Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette and they would be like, ugh, no, never. Give me the nudes, only the nudes all day long. So it depends on who you are, if you like nudes. I love nudes. I also love color. I probably prefer color. I like sticking to color more because I can experiment more with color. Don't get me wrong, it's not like you can't experiment with nudes as well, but I have more fun with color. I feel more adventurous with color. I feel like it's just more fun, you know? But I do think that this palette would make a great staple nude palette for anyone that uses nudes or anyone that wears makeup on the daily. Like if you need makeup to the office whenever we do work and can be within 6 feet of each other, or if you work, I don't know, even in a restaurant, I guess, that you would wear makeup at, that you need to be toned down and presentable to appeal to the masses. I could see that being a viable thing. I think the pricing is about right for the tier of the brand. I mean, he's in Sephora, so it makes sense for the price that it is. And if you think about it, it's really not too bad. It's $3.33 per shade. That's not too bad of a single shadow price. I've definitely used eyeshadows that were a lot pricier than that. But that's it from me and my opinion on the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes eyeshadow palette. I want to know what you guys think. Do you like nudes? Or do you only prefer color? Are you kind of on the same page as me, where you think that it has a time and a place and can be used in its time and place, and there could be a new neutral palette for you right here? Let me know in the comments below. Let's have a conversation. You know, I'm always here to talk to you guys if you need to talk, or if you just want to talk. If you're bored while you're sitting in your house and not going anywhere and not talking to other people, by all means, reach out. I'm here. If you did enjoy this video and it could tide you over temporarily and cessate your need for viewing content and keeping you from being bored, then please give me a big thumbs up because it does let me know that you like my video and it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. So I'd really appreciate it if you did. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below if you want to as well. And ring the little notification bell so that you can be alerted every time I upload a new video, just in case so you don't miss one. And I do go live quite a lot. So if you don't hit all, it's not going to tell you when I go live. So make sure you hit all when you hit the bell, or you won't be in on the fun like everybody else is. If you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. And if you gain nothing out of this video, if you gain nothing out of any of my videos, please at least gain this. And that is to always remember and never forget that you are absolutely beautiful. And I love you guys. Bye.